Hi, welcome back to the channel. My name's Rebecca, I'm 45 years old and I used to suffer from multiple sclerosis, but I no longer experience any of the symptoms since starting the carnivore diet 2 years ago. Today I didn't actually plan to film a video. It's actually my birthday and I was planning to go out tonight to the city, to Oviedo, to just have a night out. But I've decided not to. I don't really feel up to it. and that's because I'm not feeling so great today. I'm feeling quite sad. And I just wanted to share that, but also to share how I feel like that sadness is actually in some ways a blessing and something that can be transformed into something positive. So I'll explain why I feel sad. It's not because I've reached 45 years old. I'm fine with that. That's okay. It's because I've lost my cat, and I did mention this in a community post not long ago. But what I haven't mentioned is that I actually have found out what happened to her. So she's been missing for about a month, and so I already knew that she probably wasn't coming home because she was a real homebod and she was always within earshot. She's kind of a gentle cat, not an adventurous one. So I knew that there wasn't much hope. And then what happened was I'm healing from a foot injury, and I've healed to the point where I can now walk my dogs down the slope below my house to the field opposite the road. So for the first time in 5 months, I took my dogs for a walk, and that meant that I walked past my neighbour's house and I got speaking to my neighbours. And it's a new couple that have moved to the area back in March, but because I've been housebound with my foot injury, I haven't met them yet. So I was just chatting to them, we were just getting to know each other, and they had a little puppy, and I was like, look, you've got to be careful with your puppy on this road. Their house is on the road, because I've lost a cat on this road, another cat. And they were like, yeah, we found a cat on the road about a month ago, black and white cat. And my heart stopped, and I asked them for more details about what she looked like and her markings, and yeah, it was her. It was Poncho. So that's what happened to her. She got run over about a month ago, not long after I realised she was missing. So in some ways it's a bit of a relief, because my worst case scenario was that she was stuck somewhere, hungry and scared, and that would be worse, or that she'd been taken by a fox or an owl or something, which would have been extremely distressing and painful. But this would have been, lights out within seconds, so if not half a second. So there's a blessing in that, and there's a blessing in knowing what has happened and having that closure, no matter how much it hurts. So she was a special cat to me. I had her for 12 years. I'm an animal person. I love my animals very, very much, even though I'm carnivore. I don't see a contradiction in that. And she's been part of my soul family for a long time, since before I even got multiple sclerosis. And I brought her to Spain from England, and she's been at my side all that time, and sweet little soul. So I'm hurting over it. And it also happens to be the case that we shared a birthday, me and Poncho, because she was abandoned on a street corner at about 6 weeks of age, and that was 6 weeks after my birthday, 12 years ago, well, 13 years ago. And so I gave her my birthday officially, because it was just easy to remember. So whenever it was my birthday, it was always Poncho's birthday as well. And so today I just feel sad because she's not here, and it's our birthday. So yeah, I'm feeling sad. And I also have to say that, like, the sadness for her is mixing with my sadness that I'm feeling recently for having sold my Cabaña, where I used to live, my mountain cabin, which is the reason my channel is called Cabaña Chronicles, where I spent 4 years living during the pandemic and beyond, and where I first discovered the carnivore diet and healed my multiple sclerosis. That all took place in this very special, beautiful mountain cabin here in Asturias, where I still live, northern Spain. And I don't know why, because I sold it some time ago now, but recently I've been feeling the loss of it quite keenly, quite painfully, almost verging on regret. And I know there's no point looking back and feeling regret, but recently I've just been feeling it, and my memories of Poncho were very much tied up with my memories of the Cabaña, because she was very happy there, and I love to remember her curled up on the windowsill outside my bedroom, where she loved to sit in the sunshine and safe, and like looking out over, you know, cats like to be high up, and she just had this little spot where she was safe from the dogs and looking out over the views. And it's just been quite heartrending, to be honest, and you know, feeling like, well, where am I now? What now? You know, because this house that I've moved into, which I bought from the sale of that Cabaña, has turned out to be a scam, and I've walked into like a legal situation that's quite heavy, and I might even be having to go to court. I don't want to go into any detail, but it's I just feel like, what, I sold my Cabaña for this? I like the house itself, but it just I was basically scammed. And yeah, so that's a whole other story that I won't go into. But I guess that's the reason why I'm feeling this way, because it's like I had this beautiful mountain cabin, and I had my beautiful cat, and it just all went to shit. You know, I left the cabin for stupid reasons, drama that I talked about on my channel, and you know, and then I sold it, and I got this house, and now all of this. And anyway, like there's no point being negative. Like, I'm actually quite conscious of negative content now, because there's this other carnivore channel, a large carnivore channel, that recently put out a video saying that they refuse to watch carnivore channels that have negative content. And I actually took exception to that video, and I feel like it was a little bit bullying and a little bit divisive, because I feel like people's authentic experiences on a healing journey are just as valid as happy, clappy, positive content. But I'm now really conscious about anything I put out that's got a negative tone to it. But I don't want this video to be negative, but I do want to reflect on how loss can be something that is actually beautiful, no matter how painful it is. Beautiful, and can help us to grow. So I think the reason I feel like that is the case is that loss can teach you to feel gratitude for what you have. It makes you appreciate what you had, and even though you don't have it anymore, you can still have gratitude for the fact that you did have it, because that love and connection that you felt, whether that's for an animal or for a home or for a person or whatever it is you might have lost, that's still true. That remains within you. That love, that connection, that experience still remains within you. And if you feel gratitude towards that, rather than pain for not having it at this moment in time, that can be very healing to the soul. What? My battery's dying. I can't believe this. Sorry. I thought I'd put in a full battery. Sorry, I had to change my battery. Hold on a sec. Sorry. Yeah, so I just had to change my battery. So what was I saying? Yeah, I think in loss, there is the opportunity to feel gratitude for having loved deeply, because it wouldn't hurt this much if you hadn't loved deeply. And somebody once said to me that sadness was the worst emotion. I don't think it is. I think something like anger and bitterness is the worst emotion because it's devoid of love. But sadness is completely full of love. And that love is something that no one can take from you. And it's part of the texture of your being and your soul. And that still remains true, and it still remains present. So there's something beautiful about my love for Poncho, and there's something beautiful about my love for the cabin within my sadness. And the memories should be a comfort that I ever had these experiences in my life, because it doesn't mean that I won't have a similar type of love in the future. And it shapes my view of what I would like to have in the future, particularly when I think of the cabin. I feel like, well, in the future, maybe I'll have another cabin. Maybe when all of this is resolved with this house, I can just sell it and get a different cabin. But there's a beauty in valuing what I once had and the experiences that I once lived through. Also, I think in grief, in sadness, there's often a strength that you didn't know that you had. It's like if I survived all of these things, if I survived MS, and then I survived losing my home, and then I survived losing my beloved cat, maybe I'm stronger than I realized, because beyond the sadness, I'm still here, and new pathways open for that strength to develop, to move forwards. Constructing a new future using that strength, using that gratitude, using that knowledge of what you loved and what you had to create those qualities in your future. So the blessing isn't that I lost these things that I loved. The blessing is that the cabin taught me how to heal, and my cat taught me how to love unconditionally. And maybe there's a blessing in the fact that I can sit here today and share these thoughts, and maybe they could help somebody who's out there grieving for something they lost themselves. So I want to honour my cat, and I want to honour my cabin by not losing myself in feelings of regret, and instead allowing myself to feel gratitude for having experienced them in my life, and allowing them to be part of my healing journey that is still continuing, that will perhaps continue for the rest of my life, but I will always carry them with me. And I do believe everything happens for a reason. I do. I am of that belief. Maybe it's just the meaning that we impose on things, but nonetheless, the fact that we are able to attribute meaning to things is meaningful in itself. So I think that we can't escape the fact that there is meaning to life. The universe might feel very random and very cruel sometimes, but we are here bringing meaning to that universe, and that means something. So I do think that in the fullness of time, probably I will look back and think, well, if I hadn't sold my cabin, I wouldn't be in this situation now. And I do have exciting things coming up in the near future. So new changes to life, new developments occurring. And yeah, but I just wanted to, in this video, pay tribute to my beautiful Poncho, who was with me for 12 years, and also just pay tribute to my cabin that was the most special place I ever lived. And it was an absolute sanctuary for me. So I'm just so grateful that I had that experience in my life, and I, in the future, I hope to repeat something similar, and maybe Cabaña Chronicles will continue to be actually Cabaña Chronicles, not Brick House Chronicles. Maybe once I've sold this place. So we'll see. But anyway, it's also my Stanley-versary, because Stanley, my dog, appeared at my door the night before my birthday last year. So I've had him for a year. So there you go, there's another blessing. It's nice to be able to now celebrate him on my birthday as well as Poncho. There you go. Anyway, weird little video, but I just wanted to say hi and to share those thoughts. All right, take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.